Hey everybody, just wanted to get on here and wish everybody a happy Independence Day, happy 4th of July. And just tell everybody be safe out there through this and the weekend. I'm out here running this weekend too. As shipper, I'm loaded and just fixing to lay down again for a little bit. Get up early in the morning and get to running. Headed here out of Utah, Texas. Just trying to run, but I'm still here at Bay and Bay. At least got some decent miles coming in this week. That's a good thing. Always when you get a good week, miles, once everything goes right, should be pretty good. I got me a load for after this one. I'll start into the next week. It's a little bit of a short run. Maybe they'll give me something a little bit better. Got an announcement coming up in about another couple weeks or so. But I'll be putting that out there later. But today especially, we got a lot to be thankful for, people. This country is a great country. God bless America. We need to remember what it took for us to get our freedoms. And remember everyone who's fought since the Revolutionary War. Remember the struggles of the Civil War and what it put this country through. We need to unite. We need to get back under God. Now, there's other religions out there that in this country that makes this country a unique country because all the bleeding organizations. For those of you who don't believe in God and have all that, that's your right. I want to make sure of that. Well, this country was founded under Christian beliefs. And I just think that's where the country needs to go back to. But we still, at the same time, need to respect your beliefs. People come to this country to make a better life for themselves, and that's great. That's awesome. This country allows that. This country is where you can dream, and you can put in the work and accomplish that dream. Maybe not everybody's successful. That may be true. But this country, you can at least try for it. You can shoot for it. And if you're really determined, you don't let the littlest things and the hiccups stop you, you can get there. And whoever you believe, me as a Christian, I got to speak, believing in God and trusting Him is how I try to keep moving. Even with all the struggles and problems and everything that I'm going through right now. I have my weak moments when I let it get to me too much. That's when I have to sit down and I got to read the Bible and I got to pray to God and I got to just buck down out there. I was listening to this video where this guy, a preacher man, and I believe he was up talking to his church or at maybe on a rival or something. I'm not real sure. He's talking about how a lot of us Christians, sometimes we just go to church to check it off. And, we still want them to talk and act in all kinds of ways that ain't proper. Some of us have a tendency of doing that from time to time and struggling and trying to be a Christian. But that he is right. If you constantly do that and you think you can just keep always being that way, and you just go in the church to check it off and think you're good, you can't be a real believer. In my opinion, I agree with him on that. Church is supposed to be a place where you can come and seek the Lord and seek the comfort of your brothers and sisters in Christ. And if you're having trouble, you should be able to talk to one of them, the preacher, one of the deacons, something. Out of nothing else, they just listen to you and they tell you, they pray with you. Maybe you walk away with some Bible verses they think that might help you. You go read those Bible verses, you pray to God. You got the support. And us men, we're led to believe that we don't need to talk about a problem. We got to solve it on our own. And even us who are faithful, sometimes all we think is just pray to God, keep the rest, keep it between us and God. Sometimes we need to learn to talk. And I'm guilty of those things from time to time. But it's how we get weak. It's how we break. I am sitting here today looking at these beautiful mountains. I mean, beautiful mountains that I've got here in the background here in Utah, where I'm at. God did that. God made that, sculptured that ground for us. This is God's work. I see God in everywhere I go. And it is a great reminder for me. In trucking, we need to be professional. We need to get back to some of the old ways, looking out for our brothers and sisters, to our fellow truck drivers. We need to get back to being professional. And people say this, trucker's just not a job or career, it's a life. Well, yes, it is. I agree with that. But there's a right way to live that life and there's a wrong way to live that life. Just like plain and simple, there's a wrong way to live life, period. There's a right way to live life. There's all kinds of, variations if you want to try to talk all kinds of different things about it. That may be so, and I ain't going to argue. But right way, wrong way. Are we always going to do it exactly the right way? Well, no, we're humans. We're going to make mistakes. It don't matter what career choice, what kind of life you live. You're going to make mistakes, but you got to learn from them. I get out and I like to help drivers if I can. And if they'll let me. When they won't let me, there has been times people come out and offer me and I've just kind of try to shoo them away. Because I'm like, I got this. And at those times I am wrong. That is the wrong way to be. I have reasons sometimes why I feel that way. But it don't make it right. It's me trying to justify me acting in the wrong way and being wrong. If you're looking to be in the truck driver, you want to reach out to me here on the social media platform that you see this video on, reach out, message me, whatever. Tag me in the comment section, whatever. As soon as I see it, I'll get back to you. And I'll apologize if it may not be right away. Sometimes I get so busy, I don't hardly check my messages or my deal on my or my notifications on my social media stuff. Majority of the time I do, but there are occasions. Because sometimes when I get to running, I got a lot to do. I'm a runner. I like to go. You got to keep this left door right here closed, people. You got to turn those miles. You won't make money. I don't care if you're paid by mile percentage. Getting the load done and turning around and getting more and getting the next load done, is how you're going to make the miles and build up your percentage, your pay, whatever, however it's calculated, before the paid week is over, or every 2 weeks, or however your company pays. Don't be holding your phone and trying to play on your phone, watch movies on your phone and all that. You got to pay attention to what's going on. You got to keep the situational awareness. There's no guy to go on here and he does more regular content than I do, and I would like to get on here more regular, and that's something I got to work on. And that's Trucker Life with Sean. He's really good. Shout out to you. I watch him, and he gets very emotive. He's a trainer for a company he drives for. I've never been a trainer. I ain't a trainer, and I ain't saying I won't be a trainer. But that's something that I want to help people learn. I want to put information out there. Just kind of touchy about people being all close and up in my space that don't know. It's me. You're not saying that I couldn't do it or I wouldn't give it a shot, because I think I at least ought to. If the opportunity presents it, I'd probably give it a shot. But for now, I just do what I can out there. I've talked on this channel. I'm going to talk about God. I'm going to talk about trucking life. And occasionally I may have other things to say. Who knows? I'm going to tell you, Mother Trucker is another good one to listen to. You want to know about what's going on out in the trucking world and all that. He keeps up. He upstates as well. I hope to run into that guy sometime. I hope to actually meet Ike Stevens one time. I passed by him one time back when he was trucking. We passed through right there at the four-way stop in Pagoda, Texas. But I've never had the pleasure of actually meeting him. But Bonehead Truckers, and everything he tries to put out there, and especially the content he's putting out right now about different situations, while still doing trying to do his regular stuff, 4-Wheelers Friday, and I never can quite seem to get my phone out quick enough to really record a couple things, but one of these days maybe I could send some content into it. Well, if you do send content in Bonehead, make sure you send in landscape mode, where it ain't got those little borders there. Ike says no, and I say no, because it messes with what you can see. You got questions about Bang Bang, you can reach out to me. Got questions about Trigger, reach out to me. Hell, you need someone just to pray for you. Let that one slip out. I ain't gotta. If you need someone to pray for you, I will. I'm not no grandstanding Christian trying to say, hey, I'm a true believer, I'm a big believer, I'm perfect. No. Sometimes I don't talk the way I should, and I don't really always react and act to things the way I should. I ain't the best example of a Christian. I want to be, and I'm working towards it. And I'm going to tell you, since I started trying to reach out to people more in person and witness more out here in the truck stops and stuff, pray for people more, because the good Lord's calling me to those kind of things, it's helping me walk the better line and get better on all that. Because now I'm as I'm talking to people, and as I'm out here doing it, it's making me be a little more self-aware of my actions, how I carry myself, how I talk, to a point that's helping me put in action some of the things I'm reading as I read my chapters and stuff. I have this app that also allows me to access the Bible if I ain't got the Bible with me and read verses and stuff wherever I'm at on my phone, but it gives daily study and a morning and an evening prayer. And I've been tracking that and doing better with that. I also love to do the Bible quiz thing. It helps me figure out what I do remember and what I don't remember of the passages I read, and mixture of that and, all my learning in Sunday school as a kid. I'm surprised how much of that sticks to me. Even when I'm reading some of the verses that we went over and still, and I recognize it. I am just a simple country, blue-collar truck driver, God-fearing person who wants to help people. It's also why I was a volunteer firefighter for many years. If I ever can get back where I'm home, local, on a more regular basis, and move into an area where my home regularity is enough, that I can attend things appropriately and respond appropriately to calls and actually be a benefit to that department, I would definitely get back into volunteer firefighting. That is something else that God leads me on. But right now, I'm out here on the road constantly. Can't do it. Wouldn't be fair for any department to put me on, because it just wouldn't be around to make the calls. And that's something else. You want to talk about volunteer firefighting, you got questions about whether you should or shouldn't volunteer, I'm going to tell you. Even if all you do is do support things, help fill air bottles, change the bottles out, fetch tools, hand them through a window or something like that while they're doing overhaul and stuff like that. Or bring them to the guys getting ready to go in, and they're hollering, hey, I need this tool, Get them to them right before they go in, while they're at a safe distance. Help them with water supply, whatever. There's still important things to do even in support as a volunteer firefighter. If you can, learn how to drive the trucks, even if you just learn how to drive your fire engines and pump them, that'd be awesome. That's something that this country has more volunteer fire departments than paid departments. Volunteers are needed and relied upon, people. So you live in a volunteer fire department and you're thinking about joining, I encourage you to. If you have questions about it before you do it, I'll answer it. I know about Texas, but I know the basics about it all the way around. All certain things are different in each state, so if you ask me a question that's a little bit, I feel is a little too specific, and you're not in Texas, well, I will do a little research to see if I can tell you, get you some information to get to you of who to talk to get that information you want. This channel is going to mean different things all the time. And sometimes I'm going to rumble about all sorts of different things. Trucking, God, maybe volunteer firefighting or something. I may tell a story here and there. May make a video just to talk about things. Now, when I do talk about any instances I ever worked, there's certain things I cannot tell you. This is information that just cannot be spoken. Details that just cannot be said. I will tell you this. I have worked with some very good people on one volunteer fire department. I'm are part of the Mount Pleasant Fire Department in Mount Pleasant, Texas. I've learned a lot from some of those people in the time I was a volunteer at that department. And in the later years, and during that time, I also had there towards the end of my service with Mount Pleasant. I also joined because I moved out to the area to the 5-star volunteer fire department. There's still a few people I know that's on that department, and they're awesome. They're good people. But the department I was on, most recent, and they had the pleasure of being an officer for a while. They had the confidence in me for at one point to vote me in. Did the best I could, and there towards the end of my term on a certain rank, I kind of had things going on, a job that just demanded too much from me, and I couldn't make the calls appropriately. I was having trouble making calls, or much less even keeping up with my chores and my duties. I guess I should say instead of chores, I mean duties. So naturally, I was voted out. I had no problems with that. I wasn't able to fulfill the requirements. And then eventually I moved out of the area, and I just, there was just no way. But if you are in the Mount Pleasant area, Pittsburgh, Texas area, you go out to the Bob Sandlin State Park over in Tice County, you're going to be in that department's area. And they're called the Tri-Lakes Volunteer Fire Department. Several good people there. The fire chief, the deputy, the assistant chief. We have a real good guy that's our training officer, who's a dang good firefighter and a dang good guy. And he knows his business. He's good, does really good training, and he knows his stuff. He's also EMT. No, he's shooting for his paramedic, but I don't know how that all worked out there towards the end. I left before I heard any conclusions on that. But Rylan is a good guy. I believe he's also training officer for the EMS service he works for. John Porter's an awesome firefighter. I believe it's never had the pleasure of working with some, but I do. But he joined the department right there towards the end. Rejoined it. He had been on the department before and temporarily moved off and was on during the time I was there. But from what I hear, he's a pretty good firefighter. And I don't know where we are on the deal, but we got a good crew there. Good people. And good community. Awesome community. Miss living in that community. Miss being on that department. Should need to reach out and talk to some of them guys a little bit more. I ain't talked to them in a while. But I'm gonna tell you, volunteering and doing something like that, it's a commitment. But it's a commitment that you won't regret, in my opinion. If you become a truck driver and you're OTR, you're gonna have to understand, you're gonna be by yourself a lot unless you're a team driver or something. And even then, your partner's gonna be back there asleep a lot. So you're gonna be up here in the driver's seat by yourself. You can get a bit lonely. You can get a little tiresome. You can get a little rough. Do your best to eat well. In the truck stops, fast food joints, there in a lot of them, ain't that healthy. So try to get stuff and cook and eat more healthy. And this is advice that I need to follow more. And I have plans to rectify that situation that I'll be enacting pretty soon. Because taking care of yourself and your health, your mental health, your body health, all that is important. So make sure you come with a plan for that. Bring you some stuff, microwave. don't put a refrigerator in your truck, buy you one. Or at least iceless cooler or something, so you can have stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, it is all about trucking. There's deadlines to meet. You got to be at the pickup at a certain time. You got to be at the pickup at a certain time. Date and time. You got to make those. You got to communicate to your company if you run into problems, breakdowns, whatever. You got to learn how to trip plan. That's something I'm going to go over and make a video about, I think. I've been coming up with some ideas. Really need to start making notes before I record a video, so I ain't being so random and all over the place. I do apologize for that, but I think it's kind of my unique flair. But I do need to work to kind of be on topic. See, I ain't even critique myself in my videos. Alright then, well, I think I've made this long enough. I can't think of anything more to say right now. But, sorry, I heard a noise out there. Probably the yard truck hooking up to a trailer close to me. Y'all take care. Be safe. For my fellow truck drivers that might run across this, keep that sunny side up and the greasy side down. Keep it between the ditches. And just to everybody, may God be with you. May the roads be safe and clear. And may you travel with God in safety. I'm going to end this video with a prayer because I'm being led to do so. So I'll bow my head and say a prayer here real quick. Dear Lord, for anybody who's made it to the end of this video and watched, Lord, just want you, no matter what struggles or whatever they may be going through, Lord, just put a calmness upon them, guide them, Lord, let them open their hearts and so that you can get in there and talk to them, Lord, and let them listen. Lord, I want to thank you for all your guidance that you've been leading me here in the last couple of days, especially with several decisions I have to make. And for you giving the calmness of the other stuff that we're still trying to work through, Lord. And trust all that to you, Lord. And I just pray, Lord, that I continue to do good work for you out here on the road, where I should be in my church, my preacher and the deacons. Let them continue to be a workhorse and a light for you in there in the Mount Pleasant area. Lord, for anyone that I may reach out to and touch in this video with is all they need, Lord. And those who want to reach out to me, Lord, or it's questions about anything, Lord, let them know that it is safe, let them feel okay to do so. And if for those that may, Lord, guide me to give them a truthful, honest answer and steer them in a good direction, Lord. Let us, let me and my fellow brothers and sisters of the highway continue to move on and be safe, Lord, and be with those out there on the roads as they wrap up the holiday. Let everyone be safe as they're shooting off the fireworks and doing whatever, Lord, the cookouts. Let those families and friends have a good time, Lord. Let us celebrate this great country's birthday, Lord. And we thank you for this country. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen. All right, everyone. Y'all have a blessed night, and see ya.